I'm gonna tell you a bit more about the cousin, like the one who's just only the cousin. So who I said, you know, it was my birthday, then my sister was born a week after, and then my cousin was born a week after her. So my birthday is the 7th, my sister slash cousin is on the 14th, and my cousin is on the 25th. When her mom caught cancer when we was young, I did not know. From my understanding, she had only told 2 people in the family, and that was her mom and her sister, which was my great grandma and my grandma. My great grandma, let's just start with her. She had 16 kids total. So that brought in my great aunt and my great uncles. Part of that bunch was my grandma as well. My grandma has 5 kids. She has 2 sets of twins. So she has 2 girls, 2 boys, and my mom is by herself. My mom is the oldest, by the way. My great aunt. I used to go over there with, over her house during the summer frequently just to be with this particular cousin, because a lot of people would not want this cousin around. So her mom was kind of more so like, her mom had other kids. So her mom had 3 daughters total, including her, and a son. I was close with all of them. When I found out, so basically, like, I remember the day finding out her mom had passed away. My mom was at the kitchen table and she just jumped up and ran out the house. When she came back, she was pouring down tears, and I kept begging her to tell me what was wrong. And she was like, oh, this aunt didn't make it out of surgery. I'm 9 years old, by the way, and this is the aunt that I've went over her house every single summer. We did not stay in the same town as them, so of course they had to drive there. So she and everybody else went to the hospital, and come to find out, they had re-alived my aunt. So they brought her back. So the family was able to talk with her and all that, and she ended up passing away again, like a little after midnight, and that was when she was like gone for good. If you ask me, knowing the demonic family, I feel like they went there and they finished her off. So I was just so upset, because knowing how close I am to her, why wouldn't you let me go, you know, spend that last bit of breath with her? It just, to me, she always used to do shit like that. She did another thing when one of my great uncles passed away. She just texted me. I was in the military at the time, so in order to go home for a funeral, someone in your family has to put in a Red Cross. She was the only one on my papers, so she knew that she had to be the one to send the Red Cross in. Y'all, why she did not send the Red Cross in? So it was just like multiple times she like did stuff like that. I was like, that's hurtful, you know, like all my life she's always been spiteful, malicious, you know, just pathetic with the wickedness. But because that aunt hit different. With that uncle, not gonna lie, I really was just trying to take my ass on a break because we wasn't that close, but that wasn't the point. Passed away. So that is when the great aunt that I was telling y'all about in this video, who had 3 kids by my dad, which is her niece boyfriend. Once the aunt passed away, 2 of the kids were supposed to come stay with us. And the boy, he mostly was with his dad's side of the family and his godparents, so he was going to be with them. And then the oldest, she was like old enough to kind of branch off on her own. So the younger 2 girls were supposed to come stay with us. They end up not coming to stay with us and going to go live with the great aunt I'm telling y'all about. Now, this great aunt ain't never liked nobody else kids in the family but her own. Like, she ain't nobody else kids don't go spend the night over her house. Her kids don't go spend the night over nobody's house. She don't bring her kids to nobody's birthday parties. Everybody go to her kids' birthday parties. Like, she was that type of person. Like, I'm like, why would she get them? So when I end up chatting it up with my cousin, you know, she ends up telling me, like, when we be on our cycle, she don't give us pads. She be sitting up here saying we're trying to look grown for her boyfriend. She like be accusing us of stuff. She spread lies to the family about us, telling them that, you know, we fast, we be stealing. So my cousin was a little, you know, sticky fingers, but it would be shit like snacks. That shit that kids steal. Like, I never got that. Like, adults will make it seem like a kid is just a thief for stealing quarters and food that's in the house. Bitch, you're stealing honey buns and hot fries. They're not a thief. But she ended up joining the service too. So once she got away from them, she went live and, you know, was telling her side of the story. And I commented like, she only wanted y'all for the money. And my mom was like, she didn't even get that much money. It don't matter. That's not the point. The point is, she had 2 kids who were under the age of 14. You got enough. And she worked 2 jobs. So, and she was dealing with wealthy men. So money was your ego, baby. An extra $500 for each kid. You was living that up a month. That's money you don't gotta work for. That's extra. Second year in the military, I picked up a second job at Walmart. That was the only other 9 to 5 job I've ever had in my life. And I was only able to work like 5 hours a day. And I was maybe seeing like, so maybe 500 to 600 every 2 weeks. Baby, that money was helpful. He wasn't even using it for the kids. I mean, yes, I understand they're young and you might not just want to dump that much money in their hand, but you should have been teaching them how to manage money, and they should have been getting a portion, because if they wasn't born, you wouldn't be getting $1. You talking about it wasn't that much? It don't matter. The point is their money. You're not getting paid to babysit them. You chose to take them, and you chose to say, hey, this is their money. The government's not saying we're paying you. You didn't adopt nobody. The government's not saying we're paying you to hold these kids. The government is saying this is their money. But because they're underage with no bank account and you are their legal guardian now, we are depositing it to you to distribute to the kids. They be the main one calling the kids the thieves, and they were stealing from the kids. My grandma, like my great grandma, so my sister / cousin was her like favorite grandchild, and she used to always let my sister count her change. I never knew why she would not let know, because she was a bootleg lady, so she always had change. And I'm just like, she don't let nobody else touch her money but her. And it's because she wanted the energy off of the sister / cousin to like grow her more abundance, grow her more money, bring her in more change and more income into her house. And that shit was working, because I mean, she was living it up. My people was, living in houses that's paid off. We're not paying rent. These are family owned houses. So like that money that you're getting, that shit going right in your pocket. Some of them, because of the amount of kids they had and they knew how to finesse the government, they was getting government assistance as well. So the money that you're receiving from your businesses or work, you're just literally like, that's pocket money for you. Like, I think they stayed with her maybe like 6 years, and then they moved to another great aunt. So they was trafficking them for their energy. When they got with that great aunt, my cousin, she got into like a fist fight with her, because like they were trying to put their hands on her, and behind the scenes would, still lie and do little things like that. And once that happened, she was then getting older to where she could kind of maneuver. Then she got placed with one of the friends of her mom, and she said that the husband was molesting both of them. She got into a relationship with this girl. That is how she ended up moving out, and then she joined the military, and she got married to a guy now. She has a better life now. I'm not sure if she's whole or she's healed, but the last time I was aware, she was still cackling with them, and I was like, I had to cut her off too, because we're old enough now. If you hang with the snakes, you is a snake. And I just feel like if you grow up and you haven't healed from that, you have become them. And I don't want my energy attached to that. So people in the comments asking, like, do you talk to any of them? I don't talk to none of them. I actually found out later on that I was stolen at birth. So none of these people are actually my family